So you wake up one day and you realize you have been entangled with a narcissist. What a feeling. You start to get this burning sensation in your stomach. You feel like you want to throw up. You could even get diarrhea. You are in shock. There's even a very big chance you're having a spiritual awakening at that particular moment. 90% of the times you're having a spiritual awakening. And now you're starting to add up all these pieces. You're putting the puzzle together. Because you see, your memory is coming back. So you start to add up these little puzzles, one piece after the other one. And you say, okay, now I remember that here. They said this, that is what they meant. I remember last month she told me this, that's what she meant. I remember this time she didn't pick up the phone, that's where she was going. Now you start to add everything fits. Everything is clicking very easily, without hassle. The puzzle fits. So you are in shock. And what is happening now? In one of the things you will remember, you're going to remember that so many times the narcissist has been trying to silence you. They wanted you silent. Let me tell you something about demonic warfare, ladies and gentlemen. This demonic spiritual warfare you hear people talking about, we talk about. These demons have everything to lose. Are you following, my chosen ones, empaths? These demons have everything to lose. So they know that once the truth is come out, it's game over. No more games. They 100% know whether they are self-aware narcissists or not. Whether they are self-aware sociopaths or not, psychopaths or not, they have always been worried about your voice, because your voice was going to talk about the truth. Are you guys starting to figure out how this whole thing of spiritual warfare works? Okay? They don't teach you these things in schools. If you have learned these things in your university, I want you to come and tell me that they told you about it. So that's how this whole thing works. It was all about your voice. So you now remember that they never wanted you to speak. So they kept you quiet, silent. They wanted you quiet. They wanted you quiet because there was something in your voice they was afraid about. They was afraid of. The entire time, it doesn't matter if you have been 30, 25 years, it doesn't even matter. There's always been something in your voice they was afraid of. They knew if you open your mouth to speak, they are going to be hit with the truth. And that truth will shatter down their entire illusions they have built. You see that toxic dysfunctional family matrix, the narcissistic family matrix. You guys hear us talking about dysfunctional family matrix. It has been built on lies from day one. Every member in the family is a participant in that illusion. Okay? Whether it is witchcraft, whether it is what, alcoholics, whatever drug is, there's a lie there. It has been built on a lie. Okay? So you, as a black sheep, the truth teller, the truth seeker, and eventually the truth speaker, because first of all, you're a truth seeker, okay? And then eventually the truth teller. And when you're telling that truth, of course, you're going to speak. So you're going to use your voice. Your voice has been a problem from day one. So if you remember back in the days when your father, your parents, there was a meeting. So there was a family meeting, whatever. That is even if you was invited to attend, because mostly they wouldn't even want you to be around. So there was a meeting. And everybody had whatever it is they wanted to say. Then it was your time to speak. And immediately your auntie told you to shut up. No, you don't have to say anything. They allowed everybody else to speak, apart from you. So you have usually been silenced for a very long time because you always knew the truth and they was afraid you was going to speak that truth. In every setting you have been, ladies and gentlemen, they have been afraid about your voice. Many of you guys have been fired from work. You guys who have been, what do they call it? Sacked from jobs and whatever, the scapegoats. They sent you a letter to leave. Okay? They sent you a letter. Oh, you need to leave and whatever. But they didn't allow you to explain. You know the reason why? Because you was dealing with these narcissistic people. So they already know that you are going to come and explain and you will challenge them. Definitely they know there was no real motive for your suspension or expulsion. They know you can defend yourself, but they will not allow you to speak. So they will not call you to defend yourself. Okay? Now, chosen ones, there's something you need to understand, overstand and understand. There's a lot of power in your voice. There is a lot of power in your voice. If you're a chosen one, you are definitely a truth seeker, a truth teller. And your voice is like a double-edged sword to these demonic entities. So whenever you met anybody with demonic influence, there was one thing they was afraid of, was your voice. They was afraid of your voice. Recently, I had, was it a week or two ago? So there was one of the comments that came in and said, oh, I recognize these demons on these channels when they come and whatever. I recognize them, It's not hard for me to see them. You see, on my level of discernment and growth, and the more I continue to wake up and evolve, it has taught me to, what do they call that word? I have learned to discern. Okay? I've learned to discern those entities and whatever, those demonic entities. So, this particular individual came in the comments and they said, when I was talking, now you guys listen very closely. Now, before I continue, let me tell you something very powerful. There are some things I see and I don't share with you. Is what you need to know. There is things I see, even sometimes in my emails. Sometimes I get emails. These demons, they send me these emails sometimes. Now I don't pay it attention. As soon as I see the email, I'll delete it because I know where it's coming from. And sometimes I see those demons putting some comments, and I will know where the comments are coming from. Okay, so it's even nothing to do with the person that is putting the comments. So I don't share those things with you. I can remove it, I can delete, I will not share it with you. If I want, I can share it with you. But you see, the thing is what I told you guys. These demons want to get reactions from you, back and forth kind of reactions, so that they can feed off of that energy. Okay? So I delete and I leave it there. And I leave them in suspense. Okay? Because they want that kind of arguing and back and forth. So this demon said, when I'm speaking in my videos, this is a recent video. Actually, it's one of the videos that went viral. The demon said, oh, when you're speaking, they hear like there's a sound of frogs. What did they say? Frogs in my voice. They was hearing the sound of frogs. Frogs, you guys know, F-R-O-G, frogs. That particular entity was hearing the sound of frogs from my voice. Now, this was a video that went viral. Everybody saw the video. There was the comments. People understood what I was saying. Only one particular demon was hearing frogs. So, if I wanted to take you guys down the rabbit hole of how demonic entities operate, there are some things I would be sharing with you just to make you understand how this demonic world works, how the demons operate. Okay? So when you are speaking as a truth seeker, or let's talk about the truth teller in this scenario. You're using your voice, and again, I've told you, your voice is a double-edged sword. That sword is going to be piercing through the demons' illusion they have set up for decades. So it's the reason as why sometimes I've told you in the beginning of the video. So you wake up one day and you are like, your mother's a narcissist, your father's a narcissist, your father's a witch, your parents, they're warlocks. You're waking up and you're in shock. That shock is what is going to send you to blow the trumpet. So you're going to speak about it. It can start with little platforms. You can just have a neighbor. You go to your neighbor, maybe a friend. Hey, you know what? This is what I've discovered. What do you think? You start to talk with people. You're going to start using your voice. That same voice they have suppressed for years. You're going to start opening your mouth because that shock is going to send you into a spiritual awakening. And you will never, ever be quiet again. In your life, you will start to speak your truth. Now, that is when you're going to send those demons packing, because there is one thing the demons fear. Do you know that you've been with this woman, man or woman or whatever, and they have been telling you lies, feeding you lies for 20, 25 years. You've been sleeping with the demon behind the scenes. So you woke up and you saw it, and then you're like, okay, it's time to get out of the way, let this demon out of the way. Now what is going to happen? That demon is going to be worried. You see, that's the reason why the narcissist wants to destroy you before you leave them. Okay? If you're the chosen one, the narcissist wants to destroy you before you leave them because they are afraid you're going to preach the gospel. They are worried they are going to be exposed because you go out there, you are going to tell everybody what they have been doing. So this whole thing is demonic warfare. That's what I've been telling you guys from day one. It's spiritual warfare, okay? So, some people will be speaking, truth tellers, and your voice is going to be like a double-edged sword. It's like something piercing through their ears. You know? It's like somebody just threw a sword. And that sword is a double-edged sword. Whichever side it hits, it will sting. So it's now when you start to hear those kind of comments. So, there's a sound of the frogs coming from your voice. So now they're starting to gaslight you. So you guys hear how these demons operate, okay? Oh, you know, there's the sound of the frogs, and I don't know, maybe you need to speak louder, or maybe you need to speak slower. So what is happening is that the person on the receiving end of that message has got a demonic presence in their soul. Now, that demonic presence is what actually, so when you're speaking, your truth, okay? That demonic presence or entity is hearing something different. In some cases, it might even shut down their ears. There are sometimes I've done videos and somebody told me they don't hear anything at all. Very viral video, people have watched the video, everybody heard what I said, only one particular entity. Oh, you know, I don't hear anything. When they watch other videos, they are going to hear what the other guys are saying. They will hear everything properly. On that one video that I did, only one of them didn't hear anything. So those spirits, they are going to block their ears. So they are not able to get that message because that message is very painful. It's piercing them very hard, you know. These are demons you're dealing with. You guys understand this whole thing of spiritual warfare. So when we're talking about spiritual warfare, it is what we're talking about, ladies and gentlemen. It is real, but you see, the thing is, many people do not understand what it is because it is a spirit. It is in spirit. It is not on this 3D. On this 3D, you may see people shouting or sometimes fooling around with you, this and that, but something else is happening in spirit. Okay? The world is spiritual. So whatever is happening is spiritual warfare. There is good, there is bad. There is good, there is evil. There is chosen ones, there is demons. There is angels, there is light. There is darkness. And the two are constantly at war. So if you're a chosen person, for the longest of time, many people have tried to silence you because they know who you are. So you've been sacked from work, and you're thinking it's a coincidence they sacked you from work. It's not a coincidence. They just felt that you could see through them. And they couldn't understand what they would do with you because you've probably been working within a team of narcissistic people. So they don't know how they could handle you because you always saw what they was doing behind the scenes. I gave you an example when I was a chef in my recent video. I gave you an example as a chef, and I told you there was a chef who I saw with my eyes spitting in somebody's food. Now, many years ago, I didn't even know those things of narcissism and everything. I didn't know what it was. But what I could recognize in that moment, this was a very evil act coming from a person with a deep amount of hatred that I've never seen before. So a chef was spitting in somebody's food, a customer's food. So that's the reason why I left those things of cooking, because I cannot handle those kind of things. You know, people abuse. I feel sorry for people that are eating in restaurants. Now, I'm not saying everybody is a problem. Okay, don't get me wrong in these videos. I'm not saying every restaurant is a bad restaurant. There are some people, they go there, they do what they want to do, they go home. But there is a lot of BS that is happening in many, many restaurants around the world. A lot of people are being poisoned in the restaurants. If you guys didn't know that. They are abusing people's food. People are eating poison. So going back to the subject anyway, that can be another subject for another time. You guys need to understand these demons have always been worried and afraid about your voice. So sometimes when you're speaking, it was in complete contradiction. Whatever it is you had to say at a given moment in time was in complete contradiction to what they believed in or what they believed to be true. Because a demon doesn't know anything about the truth. A demon just knows how to manipulate and lie and gaslight and blame and those kind of things. They don't know anything about the truth. When you are speaking the truth, you are going to be the number one biggest enemy of those people. Are you following, my chosen ones? So that is exactly how this whole thing works. So wherever you had to speak, that is exactly what used to happen. There was a different communication coming from you. It was not something they wanted to hear. It was something so painful for them, because you can only defeat a demon with your truth. And if you can even speak your truth, then even the bigger the defeat. Okay? So your voice has always been something that is very powerful, extremely powerful, to the degree they never knew what to do with you. In some cases, you have to be sent away from your homes, okay? Outcasted in your families, sent out of jobs. It's just because you were the chosen one. And that's all it was. It's only because you wasn't aware so many years ago, but that is all it was. You was the chosen one. That is why they never wanted you around. Okay? So let us know what you think about the video. You guys know I do love and appreciate your support. Please book a session. You may donate or support my channel if you want to. Everything you need, you will find it in the description below. And until then, I will catch you guys in my next one. There's almost signing out. Much love and blessings. Peace.